This video is just going to give you some pointers on how to play and transition through the 8 open position chords. They are C, G, D, A, and E. Those are the major ones, and the other 3 are minor, D minor, A minor, and E minor. They're called open position chords because we play open strings with them. There's many more than 8 in open position, but these are a few of the key ones that most guitar players start out learning. After this, we're going to move into bar chords, and that is another video that will really open up the fretboard for you. So when we're playing C, we need to remember the notes of our C major triad that are C, E, and G. We can play both E strings open and the G string open, and we can play C notes, 1st fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 5th string, with our index in the 1st fret, 3rd finger in the 3rd fret, and in the 2nd fret with our 2nd finger we can play an E note on the 4th string. So make sure your nails are trimmed. Try not to have your wrist pointed down. Try and get it so it's curled almost underneath with your thumb pressed tightly against the back of the neck. Be on the balls of your fingers. I don't mean the pads, I mean the tips of your fingers. And make sure that your fingers sit up on the fretboard and away from the strings beneath them, because when we have poor position, it's nearly impossible to play a chord and have it ring out properly. If we tuck our elbow in, drop our wrist down a bit, and make sure that our fingers are curled in the proper way, we can ensure that the strings underneath the notes we're pressing down aren't going to be muted out. And that's the biggest problem guitar players have when they're starting. So for C, again, you can just strum all 6 strings. For G, there's a couple different ways you can play it. You can take your 2nd and 3rd fingers and simply drop that position of 3rd fret, 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string to 3rd fret, 6th string and 2nd fret, 5th string, and use your pinky to play the G note on the high E string. That leaves your index finger opening to play some other notes. The other way people play G is with their 2nd finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, index finger, 2nd fret, 5th string, and 3rd finger playing the high G note. You can also use your pinky and 3rd finger to stack on the 3rd fret like that and play G with your pinky and D with your 3rd. If you're going from C to G, the less movement our hand makes, the better. And what I mean by that is when we drop our 2nd and 3rd finger down, we're maintaining the same shape that our fingers are in, and just moving them to the 5th and 6th string from the 4th and 5th. By doing that, we minimize the movement. You can play a C chord as well with your pinky finger on the G note. Hold your pinky there while shifting to the G. If you want to try it the other way, be sure to remember that your 3rd finger is going all the way from the C note on the 3rd fret, 5th string to the G note, or to the D note on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, which is a pretty large transition, but it does sound good. Either way, it's up to you. Next is D. This is a pretty easy one to learn. Your index finger is at the A note, 2nd fret, 3rd string. Your second finger is at the 2nd fret, 1st string for an F sharp. And your third finger is going to play the D. Now if you have poor posture and your fingers are not sitting on the fretboard properly, you will mute out that high E string, the F sharp note, with your third finger. So be sure to be on the balls of your fingertips. Don't play the E string, mute it with your thumb, or just avoid it when you strum, and hear it ring. This is the common way to play the D chord. There's not a lot of other ways, but it does leave your pinky open to do some moving around for the sus note, the sus chord. Next is A. We have our second finger, 2nd fret on the 4th string for an E note. Index finger right underneath it for the A note here. A on the second, or index finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. And then underneath that, we have those two established. We're going to put our third finger at the C sharp note to complete the triad. You can use one finger to play it. You can change the way you want to do the A note, but by tucking in your fingers like that and hitting all 3 strings, you really set yourself up nicely to go from A here to E. So from A to E, there's not a lot of movement. Our index finger slides back 1 fret to the G sharp, and then our 2nd and 3rd fingers play B and E on the 5th and 4th string. So 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 5th string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. Stack them and make sure they're out of the way for that G sharp note. So therefore, we have C, G, D, A, E as our major chords that we've learned in open position. The 3 minor chords, we finished on E, so let's start on E minor. From E to E minor, the only thing you have to do is remove your index finger from the fretboard. E major with the G sharp, E minor with a G. From A major to A minor, we do a bit of a shift. We leave our 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. Just like in E minor, we drop our 3rd finger to the A note, 3rd string. And then C is played with our index finger, 2nd fret, or sorry, 1st fret, 2nd string. So if you're savvy, you realize that the E major fingering pattern is the same as the A major, or A minor, just moved and shifted down 1 tri-string group. E major, A minor. E minor also has a similarity to A minor because our 2nd and 3rd finger are just occupying the 4th and 5th string in the 2nd fret in E minor, and then they're occupying the 4th and 3rd string in A minor. D minor is a little more spread out. You have your index finger on F, 1st fret, 1st string, 2nd finger A, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and our 3rd finger is on D, 3rd fret, 2nd string. This is another tight chord, so make sure you're on the balls of your fingers, the very tips. Practice going from one chord to the next with one strum at a time, all the way through the major ones, then 2 strums at a time, then 3, then 4. Do the same through the minor chords. Try and make each note on your guitar ring. Make sure to mute the proper strings, and try and go from one chord to the next without hitting the open strings in between. It's not a clean way to strum. Having the ability to quickly transition from one chord to the next really makes your playing more efficient. Have fun learning some of the songs that were posted on PowerPoint, and give me a shout on D2L if you need any assistance with those 8 chords. Thanks for paying attention.